Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for Wits and Brains. It's Catherine and Casey, and today our topic is tickle, tickle, tickle. So, using humor in your business. Obviously, we like to laugh, Catherine. So,
Yes.
what comes to mind for you?
Well, right off the bat, people are losing their funny bones. People are losing it. I read a statistic that 83% of people said they used to laugh and don't anymore.
Oh my gosh, I would
That's
die if I didn't
huge.
laugh.
Oh my God. Well, I wouldn't. How would I even function? How would
You
I
wouldn't. You
function?
would die.
Yeah.
Like all jokes aside, you would die.
So with that many people, part of it is, little kids laugh more than grown-ups. Then we grow up, but we're losing our funny bones at work. And
Yeah.
work is funny. It's
Yeah.
so bad that I found there was a business school, and I'm sure that means tons of business schools, with classes on humor, how to use humor.
Really?
And I know this because I work with expats. So they go over abroad. And one of the things they'll say to me is, nobody's laughing here or whatever. And I have said, Americans, we laugh in business.
Mm-hmm.
We do. We laugh in business. And a lot of other countries either do or they laugh at different things, or some of the weird stuff we find hilarious is not hilarious overseas. It's okay. It's okay.
And
So,
vice versa.
yeah, it's okay. And so, yeah, people need to learn how to use humor to be
Mhm.
successful.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Absolutely. There's
I
so
mean,
many benefits to laughing.
well, so many health benefits right
There really
away.
are.
And then, my little crow's feet, I earn those suckers. I earn
I love it.
I earn those suckers. So this little thing here, I have to laugh for the rest of my life or you're gonna see it. So it's like so it's like, I think laughter is good. I don't want to go through a life without laughter. And if you want to grow your business, you better learn how to snicker a little bit
Yeah,
because
you have to have a sense of humor.
you have to have a sense of humor. So
What's
have
the
you?
saying? If I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry.
Yes, no kidding. I've had clients where they're like, why are we laughing? I just, messed something up or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? If we don't crack up and piss our pants, I don't know what the heck to tell you because that's all we've got right now. That's all
Oh
we've
my
got.
goodness.
And like I think last show I talked about my marketing was, it's gross. And I'm cracking up at it now, right? Like I'm
Right.
not depressed over
Yeah.
whatever I did whatever many years ago. Like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. So humor, let's say a company has problems with turnover, which is enormous right now. Say you have problems with your culture, absenteeism, the words employee engagement come up all the time in companies. All those things, humor can help them.
I love
Humor.
it.
Humor can
Yeah.
make people come into work. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Humor can make them like quitting. Great resignation. Stop. Let's chuckle a little bit, right?
No, I agree 100%. I mean, every team meeting that we have each week, we always start with an icebreaker or two, and typically it's something funny.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Anyone who knows me well is like, oh God.
Before we get on here and start recording, we have to get all of our stuff out of laughing.
Yeah. I think it was the last meeting we had before the holiday break. And I think the icebreaker was, is it really the thought that counts? Like when someone gives you a gift. And
Yeah.
it was so funny because my team is like, of course it is. Like,
Aw.
it's just so sweet of people. And I'm like, what? No, like, I don't want you to give me something just to give me something. And we just start busting out laughing
Yeah.
because, like, yes, it was a quote unquote sentimental topic, but I'm like, no, like, if someone's just giving you something to say, oh, I gave you something,
Oh my
get out of
God.
here with that. Like, if you know me, get me something that I am going to enjoy. Like, and
Right.
they're like, I wouldn't expect anything different. Like,
Well, I'll tell you how desperate workers are. There was a survey, a questionnaire given out to workers, and they said that they would actually, listen up, organizations, they would actually take less pay if there was more laughter,
wow.
which is huge because, okay, so you have the workers saying that, and then you have like, I don't know, it's close to 90%. Oh my gosh, 90% of executives saying if they were to magically, create workers, one of the new things they would put in there is people that can laugh.
How about that?
So you have executives saying this, you have workers saying this. Come together, people.
I was about to say,
Come
where's
together. Hire
where's the
Catherine.
misfire?
Hire Catherine. Laugh at her for the next year, and things will work out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at a client's today, and it's all males right now, and it's so funny. Like, they have a car repair garage, and I'm in there like taking pictures and stuff for social media, and we just started busting out laughing because we're talking about some content that I needed for like winterizing your car. And the shop manager nominated someone to do a video. And as soon as he heard that, he like went missing. He was like, no, it's not happening.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So we just all started laughing, but I love going there and, interacting with them. And they've even said, like, there's been such a significant improvement in the quality of content that we've had and the engagement because we're interacting more, we're having fun, we're being lighthearted. So
Right.
it pays off.
Yeah. Yeah. So in my own marketing or whatever, I have different things set up. Sometimes the silly stuff is where people are like, you know what? I emailed you today because they probably want to say, because I saw you're kind of an idiot with your laughter, your funny stuff. I've had people respond after our thing here.
All the time.
100% of the people say, I was cracking up.
Yeah.
And honestly, a big chunk of it is we are literally being ourselves.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I mean, if anything, we're holding back.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
But I don't think people talk about marketing, and I don't think they talk about leadership or workforce improvement with humor.
I would
So
agree.
it's like we have some crystal ball that figured this out. And honestly, this is how it works.
It is.
Humor. Yeah. So tickle,
Yeah.
tickle, tickle.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so before I go to my next point, I have to ask you, do you mind being tickled, or like, do you absolutely hate it? Or even,
Well,
are you ticklish? Because some people are like, I'm not ticklish.
I'm not really that ticklish.
Really?
I love to tickle, like my husband and in his armpits. Like, I'm not kidding, for almost
I don't
38
think you
years.
are.
Almost 38 years. Anytime he does this, I'm there. Because
Oh my gosh.
his reaction is
Ladies
so
and gentlemen,
good.
this is how you stay married for nearly 4 decades.
Yes, torture the husband. This is how it works. So I love tickling. Oh, that's probably awful, isn't it? Like, I love tickling, but
whatever
I don't
floats your
know.
boat.
What about you? Are you a tickler, tickly?
I used to be a tickler, but it's not really received that well, so I stopped. However, also I found that if you tickle, you're most likely to be tickled.
Right,
And
right.
if like not that you would do this, but if you like grabbed my foot and tickled me, I would probably punch you in the face.
That it is a dangerous sport. So we do not recommend that.
Yes. You need like liability insurance. Like, yeah, because
Oh my God,
I
that's so
will
good.
I turn into an evil person when I'm tickled. I really do. I hate it. I can't
So
stand it.
yeah, tickle, tickle, tickle. Maybe we need a, what is that? A disclaimer where it's like, don't try this at home. Or
Yes. Okay, here it is. Listeners, do not try tickling at home.
do not
Or
tickle your
at your own
husband
risk.
for 38 years.
That's too funny. So going back to the more serious topic of
Yes.
laughter. So it was for December. I was doing a social calendar for someone, and it's a client, I try to liven things up for them. And typically like we throw some jokes in. Like we had a realtor client, and oh my gosh, the jokes that we would put out would get so much interaction. It was hilarious.
Funny.
But going back to this other client, it was a joke around Christmas, and it was something like why doesn't Santa, what is it? Like, why doesn't Santa ever bring his wallet? And then, or no, it was like, why doesn't Santa charge for something? I don't know. Anyways, the answer was like, because he's always on, or it's always on the house. And the way that it was worded, obviously, I'm not doing a very good job at remembering it, but the way that it was worded was so funny. And they were literally like commenting in the track changes, like, oh my gosh, this literally made me laugh out loud. And like my clients appreciate that. So people really do appreciate humor.
Right. Yo, yeah. Anybody that's gonna hire me is probably a giggler too. This morning, this morning, I had an ex-client. Our contract had just ended like a couple months ago. So ex-client texted me and they said, "You won't believe what happened today." I'm like, "Oh no!" So we had created some proposals, little like short 1-page, simple, simple, simple. Really, it's just kind of to introduce yourself to tons of people. And they said, okay, I've never had this, but someone responded with F you.
Get out of here.
No. And I'm like, do I know them? No, no. It's like a cold proposal or whatever. But the person emailed back F you. Well, we started laughing so hard. And I'm like, I have to say, never in the history of anything has anyone ever emailed someone F you. And, I mean, we got
how
over.
is that even professional?
Oh my gosh. And all of these proposals are to like small business owners. Like it's actually a mid-sized company that they sent this to. Oh my gosh. It's a marketing company.
Oh, well, go figure.
I'll have to give your name.
Yeah, you're like, here you go.
I'll say this person won't say F you. But there you go. There's a great example. Real life stuff. Someone acts crazy. We laugh. I mean, I guess we could retaliate or whatever. No, we just cracked up laughing and we're like, oh my gosh. And I said, oh, I'll have to share this story with someone. And I found a place here on the podcast. I'll share all the funny stories. So
there you go. Did you know that laughing actually stimulates your organs?
Ooh, like an ab workout.
Well, I don't know that your abs are an organ, but actually I do know that they're not an organ.
I don't think you're probably right. Probably right. I need to go back to biology, but I kind of pictured laughing. So,
I mean, I'm sure it gives you an ab workout, but because of the exchange of oxygen, it actually gives like burst of fresh oxygen to your organs,
that's
which
fantastic.
revitalizes them. Isn't
That's
that
fantastic.
amazing? Right?
Yeah. So our organs are like we're tin. They're
They're
so
like
healthy.
on fire, like they don't ever get a rest.
Well, that is like, oh, I'm going to use that piece of info. That's good.
It is. I was like, I never realized that. Like I know about, all the like feel good hormones it releases and
Oh,
things of that
yeah.
nature. It improves
Yeah.
mood and reduces blood pressure, all that. But I was like, oh, it actually like stimulates your organs. And I can imagine like your liver can completely like regenerate itself. So I can
Right.
imagine that the oxygen helps that. So hey, you heavy drinkers out there, laugh some more.
There you go. There's another disclaimer we should probably throw out there.
Yeah. It's not factual. Don't come after me.
With if you have a company, half your workers are so stressed out they can't even perform their jobs,
Yeah.
productivity down. Maybe it's time to try a different, happier culture. What the heck?
Yeah. You want your utilization score to go up? Try laughing.
Try-
Take everyone out to a comedy club or something. I don't know.
I mean, I guess do like what my client and I just did this morning. We laughed at a situation that wasn't pretty. I mean, they kind of freaked out when they got this FU email, but I mean, and I was kind of proud that they felt like they want to share that with me,
Yeah.
because
And they probably knew that you were going to laugh with them.
and they said that. They said, I
Yeah.
knew if I told you this, you're going to crack up. And I said, well, that's freaking hilarious. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe that person that sent that should not have shared their FU and should have just kept it to themselves. And speaking of that, next episode, we are talking about sharing is not always caring. So when is sharing too much? So thank you all for joining us on Wits and Brains with Catherine and Casey. We'll see you next time.
Bye, world.